Well, folks, here it is, last week in November, and as you saw in the first part of Taylor's hunt for Flint, he came in. I mean, he came in on a string. We weren't really expecting him at all, but it was pretty cool to see him. So I'll let Taylor kind of explain the hunt here a little bit and continue to watch part 2.
So last night, we didn't see as many deer as we hoped. We came out here in northeast Iowa and sat on one of the ridge tops. We actually hung a new stand over one of the food plots that we have. And we were hoping the deer were going to come from the west. Well, a young button buck came out, and he came from the neighbors. He came down into the food plot, went into the timber for a little while, and then he came back out and went right where he came from. Not too long after that, a young doe came also from the neighbors, came up over, came right down in front of our stand, and eventually she dawdled over and went into the corn that's not quite picked yet. We have some property along the ridge top over here. It's only about 30 acres, so we don't get a lot of deer management. It's just not big enough to really do that. So what we're doing is we're working funnel points and hoping that the deer are coming through them. Well, apparently that little doe smelled good, because at this point Ryan had told me, okay, well, we have about 12 minutes left of shooting light. And so about that time I looked right back where that doe had just come from, on top of one of the ridges on the neighbors, CRP, and lo and behold, there was this big deer standing at the top. And instantly I thought, okay, that's a shooter. But then I thought, okay, we haven't seen any big deer all night, so is my eyes playing tricks on me? But sure enough, he's directly downwind, and he's coming right after that doe that just went underneath our stand, and he's coming hard. He gets to the corner of the corn there, and at the corn, that's 27-yard shot. So I left my sight where it was at 30. And he decided he wanted to come closer, and he comes right down the path. I drew, and I had to hold for a little while because there was a stick, the limb from the tree, where he had stopped the first time. So I kept it on him, and he took a couple more steps and stopped. And at that point, I knew Ryan had a camera on him, and I had a good shot. He was quartering to a little bit, but I let him have it. I put her right in the boiler room, and he jucked the string. Big deer do that sometimes. So he ducked, and the shot, unfortunately, all I saw was a spark. Now, I don't know, I've been deer hunting for over 10 years, and I've never seen a spark before. But it also sounded like a hit. So I really didn't know what was going on. He turned and he ran right back where he came from. He didn't act like he was hurt, but we're gonna go back. We went back, we reviewed the footage that night. So what happened was the broadhead apparently hit the lower beam and caused a spark. And then the arrow did penetrate what we suspect is the neck area. And he took the arrow with him. So then this morning we went out and we tried to find the arrow at the point where we last saw it. It wasn't there, but we did follow where we last seen him, blood trail, and the arrow wasn't too far from there. The arrow, the broadhead, was completely intact. There was no damage to it, but we had a significant blood trail that we followed. We followed the blood trail for probably 800,000 yards with pretty good blood, but it eventually dried up, and we can't pursue a deer that we have no blood trail for. So unfortunately, this tale comes to an end for now. I'm hoping I'm going to have some redemption for him, and I'm going to be able to get back after this deer, because I don't like it when they duck my string, and he's a big deer, and I want him dead.
what are the odds that the arrow hits the antler and leaves a spark like that? I've never seen it happen before, but you know, if we would just tell somebody that, they'd be like, oh, no, no way. Well, we've got the proof. So sad to say, he somehow dodged the arrow and lived to see another day. Happy that he's still alive. We got trail camera photos of him and have seen him since as well. So we're going to keep after him and hopefully still put him down before gun seasons. So.